exciting time for me because it's an honor to be able to present at the award ceremony, because the companies that we present awards to are just amazing people. They're companies where we're honoring leadership and the inspiration that they provide for all of us. And this year is no exception. Unfortunately, last week we received word that Senator Shaheen would not be able to be with us to present. So although we'll miss her insights on what's going on in Washington, we're happy to share that our award recipients will each be able to share a few remarks with us today after their award. So right now, I'm happy to invite one of our newest board members and our Cornerstone Award sponsor, Carrie Deers of Norman Doe Associates, to present the Cornerstone and the Cornerstone Hall of Fame Awards. Carrie?
Hello. Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, excellent. So I'm Carrie Deers. I'm Vice President at Norman Doe Associates, and we are pleased to sponsor this award and to recognize all nominees for their leadership in sustainability. As an environmental consulting company committed to environmental stewardship, we are pleased to support NHBSR. The NHBSR Cornerstone Award is presented to a company or individual that exemplifies the principles of corporate social responsibility and promotes the concepts of CSR to the greater New Hampshire business community. The cornerstone of a building is a significant first building block that is usually laid with appropriate ceremonies. NHBSR chose the name for the award with the belief that corporate social responsibility should be the foundation of every business, a basic building block or cornerstone of our economy and our society. This year, the judging committee had a long discussion and a really difficult decision, with two nominees standing out. NHBSR would like to recognize and thank runner-up Hanover Food Co-op stores and auto service centers for their outstanding leadership in community activism and advocacy, a strong workplace policies and practices, and an 84-year-long commitment to the environment. Thank you for your extraordinary efforts within the Upper Valley. I am now proud to announce NHBSR's 2020 Cornerstone Award winner, Stonyfield Organic. From its founding in 1983, Stonyfield has been on a mission to not only produce healthy organic food, but to also educate and advocate for healthy agriculture, communities, and workplaces. They shine a light on the impacts of pesticides, GMOs, artificial hormones, and antibiotics in our food stream, while helping to preserve and support the next generation of organic farmers. They have committed to a 30% greenhouse gas reduction validated by the Science Based Target Initiative, are a certified B Corp, and are committed to strong communities, both locally and nationally, as demonstrated by their board and committee involvement. We're proud to present the 2020 Cornerstone Award to Stonyfield Organic. And I would like to invite Lisa Drake, Director of Sustainability Innovation at Stonyfield, to share a few words.
I'll share the award virtually. I'll be dropping this off at your door, Lisa. I'm not going to ship this.
Those are a heavy one. But thank you, Carrie, and thank you, Michelle. I want to give first a shout out to Hanover Co-op food stores, because they are doing critical work of providing access to healthy food to people in the Upper Valley. And they're also such an engaged citizen in looking at the bigger picture and how they influence the community as a whole. So I really applaud all their work and achievements. I'm also really proud to accept this on behalf of Stonyfield, and particularly on behalf of my colleagues who are, you can see I'm at home, my colleagues who are going into our facility every day and doing the really hard work of keeping themselves safe, keeping each other safe, and getting the healthy, fresh food on the grocery store shelves, and helping share that with our neighbors who are facing food insecurity and getting product donations out into the community as well. So they're delivering on our mission every day, and this really is for them. Stonyfield as we work through the challenges of the current crisis of coronavirus, we are still very committed to working hard on the slower moving crisis that is climate change. And so there's no let up on our concerns about that. And, if anything, what we're facing today has revealed the vulnerabilities in our communities and in our food chain, in our food supply, that need to be addressed and that we need to make more resilient. So that work is as important forever. And then now, in the past week with our new, very sad but rallying cry of "I can't breathe," we're really touched by the idea of the connection that has not only to the struggles of Black people in our communities, but also as inspired by Liv Hadstead, who is the executive director of the Hip Hop Caucus organization, drawing out the "I can't breathe" connection to issues of how pollution and climate change disproportionately impact communities of color, low-income communities, and then, as we heard today, the ties of public health ultimately to health outcomes, very much like what we're learning through the COVID crisis. So, this is all really coming together, and Colleen said it great in her comments that we don't need to return to normal. We need to return to better. We need to build back better and improve the safety and the health and the equity within our communities. And so this Cornerstone Award, let's build a new cornerstone for our communities. I'm so proud to be part of NHBSR, this group of businesses, and this group of people who are committed to building a stronger New Hampshire and a stronger world. And so thank you very much. And I'm just looking forward to continuing this work.
Congratulations, Lisa.
Congratulations. Thank you. The Cornerstone Award recognizes exceptional sustainability leaders, but we are glad they don't rest on their laurels. To recognize continued leadership, we created the Cornerstone Hall of Fame for companies that have won the award, but continue to innovate on programs and practices that positively impact our workplaces, our communities, and our environment. This year, we are proud to re-induct two incredible companies into our Cornerstone Hall of Fame, Hypertherm and Monadnock Paper Mills. First, we would like to invite Robin Tyndall, Environmental Stewardship Manager at Hypertherm, to share a few thoughts on their sustainability efforts. As an added note, Hypertherm was the first to receive our Cornerstone Innovator Award at our inaugural Sustainability Awards in early March. Robin?
Thank you, Carrie, and thank you, Michelle. Can you all hear me okay?
We can, thanks.
Great. I'm really proud to accept this award on behalf of Hypertherm's 1,800 associate owners that have been embedding the CSR work in their everyday jobs for the past 10 years, and especially to our on-site essential workers who have been working throughout this crisis. We're still on a journey, of course, and I wanted to share some of the takeaways I've had from this amazing conference. One of the projects I'm working on right now is setting our 2030 sustainability goals. And as part of that, I'm about to embark on a materiality and stakeholder assessment. And it feels like a really daunting task. As I was reminded in the emotional intelligence workshop yesterday, I have to admit that I prefer and have the tendency to just jump to solutions and to problem solving, and it's a stretch for me to shift into listening mode. I like to think that I, in my role, and all of us at Hypertherm are experts, and that we don't need to ask questions or to ask for help. But Michelle Holliday on Monday reminded me that we're part of an ecosystem and we're dependent on one another. There's also nothing like a pandemic to remind us that we're all connected. And there's nothing like nationwide protests to remind us that we're upset because we care about each other and because we can't be well when a subset of us is unwell. We're inspired at Hypertherm to answer the call of the United Nations and help contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals. And the Secretary General at the time of the launch of the SDGs was Ban Ki-moon. And I love his call to action for businesses, which was to remind us that businesses can't succeed in societies that fail. So after this conference, or coming through this conference, I'm more ready to be in listening mode. Our stakeholders include the ecosystem of society, and our stakeholders are you. So really, I'm just using my time here as a shameless request for help. What do other businesses in New Hampshire expect from a New Hampshire manufacturer that sells products throughout the world? I want to hear from you all as stakeholders, and you're already, many of you, on my list that I need to call and email over the coming weeks to get your perspective. But even if you don't get a call from me, please feel free to contact me. I want to hear your thoughts, and I want to hear your expertise about how we can do better over the next 10 years and have a better normal.
So now you can see why Hypertherm is in the Hall of Fame for the second time. Thank you so much for all of your work, Robin, Jenny, everybody at Hypertherm.
Thank you, Michelle.
We'll be sending this in the mail.
Thanks.
Congratulations. Thanks, Robin. And I would like to invite Lisa Berghaus, Director of Marketing Communications at Monadnock Paper Mills, to share her thoughts on sustainability efforts.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Can't see you.
All right. Well,
There you are.
I'm really excited. There we are. I'm really excited to join everybody today. A special place in my heart for this conference, having served on the board and co-chair with the amazing Vince to bring amazing programming. I want to thank everybody who put so much effort in putting together the first NHBSR 2020 virtual conference. It's phenomenal. I was a little skeptical because I've had really rough ride with these, but you guys are doing an amazing job, and it's very engaging. And a special shout out to Michelle and Molly for their steadfast dedication to the mission of NHBSR and the members. We are in very good company. I didn't get an opportunity to listen to Michelle Holiday, but I want to thank her so much for sharing her insights on thrivability. It couldn't be more timely. And I got my book, so I'll be reading. I'll be reading on my porch swing this weekend, and looking forward to that. I'm so pleased to be accepting this award on behalf of all of our Monadnock family. We are honored to join so many distinguished companies in the NHBSR Sustainability Hall of Fame. I know many of you, but I don't know if all of you are aware that we celebrated our 200th anniversary last year. And we were so jazzed to jump into 2020 to start the next 200 years without knowing what we were in for. Fortunately for us as an essential business, we've been navigating with some of our people working from home and doing our best to keep those on the manufacturing floor safe and healthy, and open communications to keep production going to serve many, many different markets. We also have a nonwovens division in Pennsylvania that is open 24/7, supplying polypropylene media to U.S. companies who are making essential protective face masks. We're really proud of the work they're doing. They're going straight out, so it's been an interesting ride. We haven't lost sight of our purpose in all of this, in providing the next generation of products, papers, and packaging materials, using even more sustainable materials, fiber and chemistry, and reducing our impacts and use of natural resources. It's an interesting time because our recycled fiber stream is a result of office waste, and as you can imagine, that has gone significantly down. Not many offices printing and copying. So it's been an interesting journey watching the availability of recycled fiber, but we'll continue on. As longtime members of NHBSR, we are so proud to be part of such a passionate group, helping to build a better world together. And we thank you very much.
Well, congratulations, Lisa. Very well-deserved award for the Hall of Fame. And we hope that we have 200 years more of your sustainability leadership. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So now I'm happy to invite, I went back to my wrong thing. Our Partnership for Innovation sponsor, Ceres, is a great partner in their own right. We've worked together with Ceres to create the New Hampshire Clean Energy Principles with over 125 signatories, and continue to work together with Ceres to advance clean energy and climate policy forward in the state. I'm honored to invite John Carlson, State Policy Director for Ceres, to present the Partnership for Innovation Award. John?
Thank you so much, Michelle. I really appreciate it. Ceres is pleased to sponsor this Partnership for Innovation Award. Ceres, we work with some of the most influential investors and businesses in the country. We collaborate with wonderful organizations like NHBSR. And we've been doing this for over 30 years in order to drive sustainability through the economy. And one thing that I think has really been highlighted in our work that we try to always remember is no single investor, no single business, no policymaker, lawmaker is big enough to drive the change we need to see in our society. That collaborations, partnerships, these are the essential things that can actually make the change we need sustainable. So the Partnership for Innovation Award winners are recognized for just this type of collaborative effort to create synergy and progress on a sustainability initiative where it might not otherwise have been possible. The partnership demonstrates a creative approach and measurable results that inspire other business leaders in New Hampshire to take action. We're proud to recognize the 2020 Partnership Award winners, Goodwill Northern New England and Casella Waste Systems. Goodwill and Casella are working together to do innovative work that prioritizes the sustainability of the earth and stability of people. Goodwill's Job Connection program helps to train and steward life-challenged individuals to success in employment. Casella supported the expansion of Goodwill's Job Connection program by giving their neighbors a second chance through the program. These two organizations also partner to advance sustainability. Casella's employees are experts in recycling, and Goodwill's are experts in reuse. So when you combine the two, they can do even more together. These organizations demonstrate daily what Partnership for Innovation is all about. So congratulations to Goodwill Northern New England and Casella Waste Systems.
So now we'd like to invite Rich Kantz for Goodwill, please.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, John. Thanks, everybody. And really, really appreciate this recognition. Really receiving the award on behalf of our 2,000 employees. That's where the real work gets done every day. You know, the partnership with Casella is so important to the work that we do. As John mentioned, in addition to really helping us sort through and manage our recycling needs to benefit the earth, we approached Casella a few years ago with the concept of job connection. And I spoke about it in the New Hampshire Talks piece a few days ago. And they immediately loved the idea about supporting individuals as they secure workforce development opportunities in a holistic way. You know, Paul Ligon, John Casella, others there really were supportive right from the get-go. And what that allows us to do is to really share the model, but scale the model throughout our 3-state territory that would not be possible without that partnership. So again, in addition to helping us with our recycling needs and our resource management needs, that partnership has been so important to us, as well as really being an employer. So the folks that we're supporting need opportunities towards employment. They're there for us. I mentioned Paul Ligon before, and I'm hoping he's on the call here with us. Has been a thoughtful, really strategic board leader on our board for a number of years. He is our Senior Vice President, Sustainable Growth, and really has provided vision for our innovation and our best practices for years, and can't be more thankful for that. So thank you for this award. Thanks for the recognition, and honored to be part of this event.
Well, thank you very much for your efforts, Rich.
Thank you,
And
Jen.
now we'd like to welcome Jeff Weld from Casella.
Excellent.
Okay, Jeff.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
We can. Thanks, Jeff.
Great, yeah. First, I just really want to say thanks, NHBSR. This format, I'm sure was a challenge to get yourself amped up and prepared when everybody likes getting together. And, you know, kudos to you for pulling it off when it would have been much easier just to pack it up and cancel it. So, you know, that's an amazing thing and should be applauded every chance that we get. You know, usually when I follow Rich on these kind of things or listen to Rich, I usually just want to say ditto, because he always nails it. I mean, he's just a great partner. Can't say enough about working with Rich and his team. Also want to big shout out, congratulations to Hypertherm, another great partner of ours as well, and all the other award recipients. And as Rich said, you know, I'm really accepting this on behalf of a couple hundred workers in New Hampshire, a couple thousand workers throughout our footprint that are doing the essential work and keeping everybody safe, and while others are doing their part, staying home. You know, our workforce has been outstanding throughout this whole challenging time, just awe-inspiring, really. And you know, to see the gratitude and the light shined on essential workers throughout this is something that I hope is part of our new better, as we keep talking about. It really has been inspiring. So thanks to all those essential frontline workers at Casella for being a major part of this award, especially, you know, people like Dave Allen, Brian Groshon, Kristen Desmond in the New Hampshire area that are directly involved in this partnership with Goodwill. I think the most inspiring thing about an award like this and humbling thing about an award like this is that at Casella and at Goodwill, we sort of all feel like we're just scratching the surface. You know, we've been partnering for almost a decade. We've really taken it to a new level with job connections, the governor's Recovery Friendly Workplace initiative, and thinking about how we can collaborate more deeply, how we can bring more people into the fold to really showcase what true collaboration can do when it comes to reuse, reclamation, recycling, and how we can put New Hampshire at the forefront of that. And, you know, it's really an exciting time, I think, to be a part of this partnership. Humbled by the honor, and thank you to NHBSR for continuing to shine a light on the good work that everyone is doing. Very much appreciated. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Jeff, and thanks to Casella for all the great work that you're doing throughout New England. All right, I need like those a little video or audio, I guess, with hand clapping. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for sharing the time, and a special thanks to Norman Doe Associates and Series for sponsoring these awards. It's so important for us to recognize our leaders and help to call out the ways that we can aspire, each of us, to do better within our own organizations. So we appreciate this time. So now let's celebrate a great day and a wonderful group of people, all of you. If you'd like, take a quick minute to grab your favorite beverage. I know it's a little early in the afternoon normally for cocktails, but we would like to have a toast or two. So I wanted to just say that we are extremely grateful that both LaBelle Winery and Sojourn Partners continued to support this reception, even when we couldn't share a free cocktail with all of you in person. So I owe each one of you a cocktail at our next event. But LaBelle is not able to join us this afternoon because they are all hands on deck preparing for their big reopening. They've been serving on their beautiful terrace. So I recommend reaching out to them and making a reservation. It's a great opportunity. But we do have Sojourn partners with us here today, and Sojourn has been, lives up to their name. They have been an amazing partner to NHBSR in many ways, including sharing the talents and professional coaches with us. We were overwhelmed by the amazing Conscious Business Leadership program that they developed for us, and are looking forward to offering the second program early next year. So I hope you will all keep your eyes open for that. It's a great opportunity. I took the course in our first offering, and it was deeply impactful, but individualized experience for everyone involved, including leaders throughout the New Hampshire, or leaders at all levels, I should say. So I'm so happy to welcome Russ Ouellette, the manager of Sojourn, to share a toast with all of us. Russ, are you available? Hopefully we've got you unmuted and we can spotlight you.
Are you here? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I don't think we're there you are. I'm going to spotlight you.
Okay.
I'm actually going to, I'm going to stop stop my share so that we go into speaker mode with you. All right, and let's spotlight you.
Hey there.
All right.
I should have a cocktail, but I have a afternoon cup of coffee still. So. But listen, it's a pleasure to be involved with this organization. I can't tell you, the first time I went to this conference, Deb LeClaire invited me. It was 6 years ago, and I walked in, and I had the feeling that I found my people. I found where I belong. Like, this is where I belong. And when we were going to go virtual, I wasn't sure, but you guys have done an amazing job. So hats off to you and Molly and the rest of the team behind the scenes. I don't want to talk much about Sojourn, but I just want to say we specialize in executive coaching, leadership training, culture change, sustainable strategy development, and of course, conscious leadership. And I just want to shout out to Trini and Heather and Deb and the rest of the team, and that we're adding 5 associates this fall, which we're very excited about because there's even more work to be done. So it's been great. But I want to just take a minute to kick off this this networking part here about there's 3 things that I think are important in leadership, and certainly these are the same values that we share with New Hampshire Business for Social Responsibility, and that is integrity, respect, and hope. So integrity is obvious, right? We have to be honest about what we perceive in the world and what we see and what changes we want to make, and I think certainly all our membership lives up to that. We have to respect each other, and respect will solve all the problems in the world if we pay attention to it. We have to listen to each other carefully, and we have to pay attention to what we're hearing, and we have to be honest about, and we have to just, use respect to really solve problems. And finally, I just want to say that 3.5 years ago, I wrote an article for New Hampshire Business for Social Responsibility, and it was about kind of hope. And you can do the math. 3.5 years ago, wasn't sure what was going to happen with our environment and our culture and lots of things that are going on. And we're seeing a lot of pain right now between the COVID epidemic and the stuff that's going on in the world, in our culture. And as painful as that is, these things are laying the groundwork for great change and progress in the work that you're all doing. So that's what we have. That's the hope we have to have. What's happening is it's setting up for us to really have an impact. So we have a lot of work to do in the next few years. And with that, a great conference, and cheers, and glad to be part of this team.
Sorry, I had to mute there for a minute. My dog is going crazy at a delivery person. But thank you so much, Russ. We have truly treasured everything that we have done with Sojourn Partners. And you just are an incredible partner whenever we turn to all of you. And it's been such a pleasure to work with all of you. Deb and Trini were amazing during the Conscious Business Leadership Program, and just the things that you have offered to our community throughout this COVID crisis. Everyone has been leaning in and sharing their talents and really helping to lift all of us up, through mindfulness training, through, kind of taking care of ourselves. It's just, your group has just been phenomenal. So thank you so much, Russ. We really appreciate it. And thank you, Sojourn Partners. So now I don't want anyone to leave because we are now turning this over as part of the reception. We are going back to our, we're going back to our amazing MCs from the Sustainability Awards. Brett Cromwell and Jesse Lohr are going to be sharing a fun activity that is going to allow us to do networking, but it's going to keep us really engaged. So let me see. We want to unmute. We've got to give, there we go. We've got Jesse on, and I think Brett, there we go. I see Brett.
Jesse, there's a boat coming behind you. There's a boat behind you. Watch out.
I'm too distracted by my cocktail. Before COVID, it was no drinks before 5. Now 3:30 works just fine. Thank you very much.
I got a water bottle.
There we go. There we go. So how are you doing, Brett? I see that you've dressed up today.
I've got a 6-year-old. My work day started at 2 o'clock. Not that my day didn't start. My work day, my official work day started at 2 o'clock. So I think having a cocktail at what is essentially 9:30 in the morning, probably not the best idea. Although I may have some good ideas as a result. Who knows? Whatever fuels your creativity.
Well, I got to tell you, Brett, I've been here through most of the conference, and it's just been, incredibly curated. Michelle and Molly, I mean, it's just been so smooth. All the transitions, all the speakers, the audio, very few interruptions, very well planned. And I think it's fair to say that all ends right now.
Waiting for the punchline there.
I know that you've been going through a lot at work. Your company's based in Minneapolis, so there have been some big challenges out there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think this is at the same time, this is really an opportunity for us, as a huge employer in Minneapolis. I think we have like 10,000 employees there. And we have a brand new CEO who just took over May 1st and with some big shoes to fill. And he has been very, very vocal about his frustration about what's happened and really his commitment to be part of the change for the better. So, you don't want to wish these circumstances on anyone, but hopefully we can be, Medtronic in Minneapolis especially, can be part of a positive path forward. But yeah, it's been challenging, especially being in PR and communications. I'm not at the corporate level, but there's a lot to talk about. Even if you're just internal, there's with a big company like ours, there's a lot to talk about right now.
Well, so many great things in terms of the trauma impact. I loved the CEO panel earlier today. That was really amazing. It was great to get that insight. With NHBSR, for the past few years, I've always, wanted to meet the CEOs and connect with them. And sometimes it's hard with all the participants, right? Mm-hmm. But, with this virtual conference, it's like even better than getting into the CEO's office. I'm getting into a lot of their bedrooms.
Wow. Yes. Virtually. Yes. Virtually. Right. But you can now say that you've been in the bedrooms of multiple CEOs in New Hampshire. So,
this is great. It's great. It's an added benefit. Molly, Michelle, you can promote that if we do virtual ones in the future. It's fantastic. All right. So in all seriousness, thank you everybody for joining. We have some really exciting things to do with you today.